Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. The topic to be discussed right now is on yoga must include life and not exclude it. Yoga must include life and not exclude it. Life and yoga are inseparable. Without life, yoga can't exist because life is the base on which yoga stands. Indissoluble, inseparable. That's what's here in the course. Yoga must include life and not exclude it. How can without life? In life only we have to perform yoga. If there is no life, then how this yoga can stand? Only with the base uh, on the x-axis, y-axis can stand. On the base, the index can make a stand like this. Life is a base x-axis on which y can make a stand. Here, the beautiful topic is there. In the insistence upon action is abroad. If one has not the light by which to act, there must be a light by which you have to act. All the insistence upon action is absurd. It's absurd if one has not the right by which to act. For that, actually, Sri Aurobindo is having the great conclusion, yoga must include life, not exclude it. Does not mean that we are bound to accept life as it is. Problem is that condition criteria is also that conditions are applied. You have seen some big advertisement will be there. One newspaper, one single page advertisement will be there in a very reputed newspaper of your state or your national or international newspaper. But every the advertisement will be on very big lines, big letters, big way. It will be simply expressing the big matters, but very in a small line you can find somewhere it will be written T and C apply, terms and conditions apply. So yoga must include life and not exclude it. But which type of life life it is said by Sri Aurobindo does not mean that we are bound to accept life as it is, as it is. Where really this life stands, where really we see it, not like this. It is something else what is expected. Because on this life you can't make a stand. How can you? One tooth in might break the imperfect earth. Everything is imperfect. It is fluctuating. It is floating. Not mean that we are bound to accept life as it is, with all the stumbling, ignorance, and the misery. Here, where really we stand, we can find stumbling, ignorance, and misery, and the obscure confusion of human will, obscure confusion of your human will, and the reason and the impulse and the instinct which it expresses. On that only you can't expect that yoga will stand at this present scenario. What is the condition of the life? We are saying we are bound to accept, life as it is, because here the lacuna, the problem with life is lying here. Stumbling, ignorance, misery. Stumbling, ignorance, misery, and the obscure confusion of human will. Obscure confusion of the human will, reason, impulse, instinct, which it expresses. Very difficult. Very difficult. It can't make a stand. It can't make life as you expect. Reason, impulse, instinct, obscure confusion of the human will, misery, ignorance, stumbling. On that, actually, there is nothing positivity in here. Here, of course, life has the positive motives, but here, really, where we stand, everything seems confused, gray, packed with darkness, with the present scenario and the present go of the life, very difficult to expect that yoga must include life and not exclude it. Actually, they need the transformation, overall transformation. We need a great change without which you can't expect anything more. Where really stands, you can't have the greater expectation. And how do you expect that there the yoga will make its base? Anyway, we'll go forward. One must go do deep. Deep means inside the sea. No, inside yourself. In depth, deep, because in the deepest part only your psychic being is there. You have to go. Go deep and find the soul. That is what the requirement. One must go deep and find the soul, the self, the divine reality within us. So, go deep means you are rushing into the pond, rushing inside the sea. Nothing like this. One must go deep, find the soul, the self, the divine reality within us, and only then can life become a true expression of what we can be. Everything is here within your reach. You can do everything. But thing is that are you really willing to do so? Somebody has told you come and make the yoga, you have come, but actually you don't know what really this yoga is. Mother course, after getting the call only you have to come. Then I don't know what really this call is. I know that call is there. Whose call? My friend was moving. Okay, there is a function. Somebody is coming from Bhubaneswar, and we are still staying in the very rural base. You come and attend that one. That's what is your motive? No. Everything in your hand. You have to prepare yourself. With bare foot, Ramachandra was moving 14 years in the jungle. That was a different issue. He was the supreme. Nothing odd can touch. But for us, it is different. We are staying in a society where one man's boon is another's bane. We are living in the naked world where only inconsistency, obscurity, grayness, torment, puzzle, confusion, misery, everything is found here only. We can find smiling lips will be trembling after some time. Looking visions will turn teary after some time. We can find tearful eyes now looking with so much of anxiety. You can find after some time there is this is the eyes packed with tears. It is what every time, at the passage of every time, every minute, every second, things are changing fast. So for that, actually, what you have to do means after listening it, you will leave all thing, everything you will leave and come back to the point where really no point is. Nothing like this. So what we have to do? You have to explore because we have decided to go, and you have to go. It does not matter whether it is a straight line or it is a curved one. You have decided to go. You just pray the mother, and the guidance will come. That is what the truth. One must go deep and find the soul, the self, the divine reality within us, and only then can the life become the true expression of what we want, we can be. Everything is there, hidden inside us. You have to go, you have to reach, you have to discover, you have to touch, and you have to bring it out, and you will be ready to be guided by that one. That is what the meaning of yoga and the purpose of your yoga, for which it is there you are staying. Simply unnecessary. Okay, I am going, touching the samadhi, offering one flower. Okay, at least it was nothing achieved for anybody. You have done something that is there, but it is not enough. It is just not even a beginning at all. Divination itself does not mean that destruction of the human elements. Nobody. Almost everybody till Sri Aurobindo and Mother, they told you have to destroy. For a new creation, destruction is necessary. You have to kill, you have to destroy, including this avatar tattva and all you have seen. All the time you can find dismay, killings. You have seen destruction. But Sri Aurobindo told, no, it is not the end. That a term was used, that, transformation. Divinization here, it is a beautiful language you have seen. Divinization does not mean that a destruction of the human elements. It means taking them off, showing them the way to their own perfection, raising them by perfection and perfection to the full power and ananda. That means raising the whole earthly life to the full power of the ananda. That is what the divinization. That is what the divinization. We don't know how we understand the term divinization. Very interesting thing. Divinization. One must divine oneself before bearing the pressure of the divine love. Because base is not ready, how can we be able to accept this index, this load? Adhar is not ready. One must divine oneself before bearing the pressure of the divine love. Or simply it will come and it will press you to the core, like Bali was pressed to the in the patal, that abyss. For that, that preparation is required. That's what Sri Aurobindo quotes. Divinization does not mean the destruction of the human elements. Whatever we possess, whatever we have, that destruction of all these things it does not mean. Then what it means? It means taking them up one. It is there on the down. Up means it is there on the floor or in the abyss. It is there. You have to taking them up. Second, showing them the way to their own perfection. Way to their own perfection. You have to show. That is the second condition. Third, raising them by perfection. Raising them by what? Simply we are taking and keeping it somewhere like Trisanku Surga, heaven of Trisanku. No. Raising them by perfection and perfection to their full power and ananda. What is that perfection? Only perfection. What perfection? Perfection to their full power and ananda. And that is the number 4. And number 5, means of raising the whole earthly life to its full power and ananda. Raising the whole earthly life, not only the life of one or two, single life. Raising the whole earthly life, whole of the earthly life to its full power and ananda. That is what is divinization. It has to be raised up because it is fallen now with all perfection and with the perfection to their full power and ananda, and not only one or two, raising the whole earthly life to its full power and ananda. That is what the requirement is there. You have to do. That is what the divinization. If this divinization is perfect, is successful in life, you have prepared and you have achieved this divinization, then you will be eligible to bear the pressure of divine love. Otherwise, it is very difficult. Even human love we can't bear. Human love we can't bear. Madly we are loving and madly we are being pushed away from one another. That is what is required. Is sin. And the case of the divine love, it is so totally different. That's what Sri Aurobindo tried to quote. Divinization does not mean the destruction of the old human elements. Whatever is there, we have to destroy, and so that things will be divinized. Nothing like this. You have to prepare. You have to raise it. You have to reach the apex. Not only for one or two. It is whole the way. It is true to raise the entire earthly life to the full power of the ananda. That is what the requirement. And finally, Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully. It is a lesson of life which always in the world everything fails a man. Everything fails a man, only the divine does not fail him. I think mostly this is the clarified message and understandable. Must be understandable. You must understand this one. It is a lesson of life that always the world is everything fails on world. In this world, Everything in this world fails a man, but only divine does not fail him. If he turns entirely to the divine, it will never may fail you, never make you fall. So only the divine, only the divine, only the divine. You try, aspire, and cry for the divine, and that is the solution. And life will go colorful. Thank you for right now. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you.